lot of work. What's that?
That's not that bad.
Yeah, okay. Well, the exhaust looks pretty good. So I see you got the exhaust on there. So we got home from work a little bit ago. It's still a little bit daylight outside, but sun's going down really fast. And Brandon's been working on this thing again. And I know it doesn't look like there's a lot getting done just because there's a lot of detail work here. But man, the work, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
So look at those things. Look at the HMF pipes. That looks nice, huh?
I like it.
You like it? Yeah, I like that. Got the black tips on there. That's gonna look really nice. Really nice. So I'm pretty excited about that, Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
So Brandon has his water boots on because he picked up most of this stuff that was laying here and took it outside and washed it when he first got home to try to let it start drying. But anyway, yeah, there's still a lot of work to do, but a lot of pieces just laying around, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the other thing I was going to tell you too, the golf cart that was sitting here last night, we have taken it up to the cart shop, and we finished it up this morning and delivered it to the customer, and the customer was ecstatic about it. And it absolutely matched his paint on his car now, and his little SUV that he had. And anyway, they freaking loved it. And you guys saw where we had finished it up last night close, and then we took it up to the cart shop and detailed it out this morning. Alignment, I had to finish a couple of those light wires and that kind of stuff. I just didn't have what I needed here at the cart shop, or the ATV shop here at the house, but I got most of my stuff up there, big toolbox and that kind of stuff. But anyway, we carried it up there and we finished it up this morning, did the alignment and tested it and that kind of stuff, and it turned out really nice. So there's another one outside. Tyler's not here tonight. Tyler was going to try to go get his braces off today. Turns out that they didn't take them off. I guess they tightened them up, and so anyway, not feeling very well. So anyway, he's not here tonight. So Brandon's been working on the Renegade there. I'm going to go ahead and tackle this thing here, I think. I've got some ideas what I want to do here. You guys saw these holes here. I've showed them to you before, but you can see this thing is really egg shaped, really bad on both sides. So I'm thinking I'm going to take this little piece here. This is a little piece that goes in the back there, but the most important, look out. The most important thing for me is the width of these holes. Like the center to center is what I'm really wanting to pay attention to. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to I got to do some massaging here, but I'm going to lay this in there, tack weld it, weld the hole up in the back on both sides, and then use this as sort of a guide. Now I had a friend over a little bit ago. He just dropped in, Dennis Hood. He's a guy that helps us out a lot, and he's almost a genius, to be honest with you. He said what we ought to do is weld some slugs in there, like a 1/4-inch slug. Just because it's got a little bit more meat on it. And but anyway, not going to do it this one. We're out of time, and we're not going to do that. But that is a great idea, and there's some other stuff that goes along with it. But anyway, that gives you an idea about what he's talking about. He's talking about just making a little slug there, just so he could turn it down on the lathe, just to make it a little bit more meat there to grab. And then if the bolts do work themselves loose, or not beating and framming on that little thin, oh God, it's got to be an 1/8, it's not even 1/8 inch, 16th inch metal. And so anyway, so I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to get my welder out, grinder and that kind of stuff, and let's see how far we get on this thing. Not sure how tough it's going to be, but it's got to get done, because this thing's been sitting and we need to get this thing done. So I'm going to go here and get started on it right quick. So get the welding done. Didn't record a lot of that, but anyway, I'll show you guys what I did. It worked out sort of like I wanted it to, and I've got all this just loose up in here. Okay, so this is the way it mounts here. Obviously the back of the top of the arm bolts there, the front bolts here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Well, now I've got 3 pieces of metal here that'll all be pinched together, obviously. So that'll almost equate, you know, 3/16 of an inch. So I'm thinking this will help it for sure. Obviously, you got to keep these bolts tight, but you can see I've not got this, you know, I've not got this little cradle piece tight here. I just got it laid up there just to make sure my bolts, make sure everything went through. And then of course I've got that light hanging there. So let me see if I can pull this off for you and let you show one. See if I can show you one of those holes. But anyway, it worked out. It really worked out really good the way I did that. This is merely a plate that goes on the back side there, somewhere on the back of the back in here. Okay, it goes right there, in fact. So we're replacing it on the back. So I just used it as a pattern, you know, to get the same distance across from one another. And then I tack welded it there and tack welded it there just to hold it in place. And then I went to the back side here and I filled in the hole, essentially, not quite, but anyway, I filled most of the hole in there. And then I used the front side here as a pilot to drill the hole all the way through the new weld that I put in there. So that worked out pretty good. So pretty excited the way that turned out. And in fact, it's better than it was obviously from OEM because there was another piece of metal there. So anyway, I had to be real careful and get them nice and straight and not get them off. Because the A-arms has got to go in here, and if you get a little bit off, it'll change the geometry out here on the A-arms. What we're going to do is we're going to remove these arms here. These are aftermarket arms, really nice, heavy duty. I think they're Terex. How you pronounce that, Brandon? These are Texera arms, and they're really, really nice, obviously. But we're going to remove them, and we're going to put on a set of stalkers. You know, these are stock 21 arms, so you got to put the bushings in there. I got to put the ball joints in there. But we're going to remove these and put these on the bottom, well, along with stock uppers. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the end-all, be-all, but right now that's what's been working on the 850. It may not work on these 1000s. We don't know, and we're not saying that that's going to be the end game. But I think right now, Brandon, that's what we're going to do, right? So we're going to attempt that. I don't know. At some point, it may not be what we end up with, but that's what we're going to do. So, and those may not be set up correctly either. That's the other thing. So, of course, we found all this other garbage. So we wanted to make sure we get all that. Part of the problem could be the front end moving around on us. Those top A-arms are just moving around. That could be some of the issue too. So here's Brandon here. I'm not sure. I've been over there working, so I don't know what all he's done here. So looks like he's got the power steering unit here. I'm not sure, but a lot of it looks pretty done. I don't know. So how far are you coming, Brandon? I'm looking at it. It looks a little deeper than it was, right?
Yeah. I got new brake pads on the calipers. For some reason, I'm missing bolts. I haven't found them yet.
For the caliper?
For the calipers. I believe B&R is sending me some more stuff Thursday.
Okay.
And we're changing rotors and...
rotors and these top hats. Yep. Right? And then also new bolts.
And new bolts.
For the rotors.
So we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around. So I don't need to mount them tonight, but for some reason I'm missing those bolts.
Okay.
All the brake lines are sort of ran how they need to be. The battery's in it. I put this black piece cover over here.
Yes.
Just tried zip tying, neating up all the wiring and all that kind of stuff.
Now, Brandon, we discussed it. You don't have the 24 volt system on this one.
I do not.
Now we do have the really nice kit from B&R, but we've been running this battery here. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait and install that, right? Because we run the battery and we set the little kicker battery up in this area, so it's completely out of the way back there, and there's a place up here that we zip tie it down. That's right?
Yep.
So we're not going to install that today. If providing that Brandon races this quad the first race in South Carolina, we will install that, obviously. You know what I mean? So, hey Brandon, brake system. I had had a viewer ask me about the brakes. You like running both master cylinders on the front, is that correct?
Yeah, so I run completely stock.
All stock. Okay.
Everything's stock except for the brake pads themselves.
But there's some guys that take off. Which one? They take off the
Sometimes
one of the two.
it's just their preference, one or the other, and then they have pretty much all brake up here, and then rear in the at the foot.
Yeah, so you've always liked running the whole brake system, and that's what's going to be on this quad here, and that's what's on I guess all these. All right, is there any of them?
Except for the pink bike.
The pink bike has got it removed.
Yep.
Okay, so and I don't understand. I don't know enough to understand what they're doing there, but I think what they're doing is these things are 4-wheel drive, so when you hit the front brake, it actually slows down the rear end too, to a certain point, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
So if you hit the rear brake, it slows down the front tires a little bit because everything's connected and running together. Now we run the open diff in the front end with no visco lock. I don't know if that makes a big difference or not. I think it's all just preference. But I did have a viewer ask me that, and I did tell him that I'm almost positive that that you like it with all the brakes on it. Yeah. Just like it comes from OEM, like it comes from the factory. So, all right, so not sure what all we're gonna do. It's getting pretty late again already. Not sure what all we're gonna end up doing more. And that thing there, so anyway, I've got it pretty much done and ready to be put back together. I just got to remove those bottom A-arms, and I want to go ahead and install the diff, the front diff. That's the used one that's got some hours on it, but it's in good shape. We're going to go ahead and put that one on this quad here. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that we didn't want to put in that one, being that he's going to be racing that one and be traveling a long way with it. So that'll be the diff that I put in this quad here. It is an open diff. It does not have the visco lock in there. That's been removed. So that's what we're going to put in this one here. And heck, I don't know. You know, we got a couple more nights here before we got to start prepping for Florida Trail Riders. I don't know whether he's going to run this guy here, the one over there. Anyway, so I'd like for him to run this one here if we can get it all together. But there's still quite a bit of extensive work here, along with, you know, he's trying to take time to work on that. And then there's some golf carts outside that need to be placed here that needs to be worked on. So lift kit over there in the box. So anyway, we got to get some stuff done here too. So all right, so let me set it down, and I'll go ahead and get started. How?
It's not lined up. Something down here.
Well, you got this right here too tight. You got to loosen that up and let it slide back up. All right, so Brandon, I think it's about time to go in, right? So we've got, so I got that all done, but I stopped working over there to come over here and help Brandon. So we got the power steering unit in, got some bolts here. Also, so let me show you. I did buy some new bolts. See all these little bolts here with the yellow on them? I'm not sure what I did with them, but we have broken 2 of them tonight, and most of them go in these little areas here. But anyway, I had bought some new ones, and but anyway, those things are still, they'll snap off, and we're only using this little impact gun here, and which I think is pretty powerful. But anyway, so we're breaking some of them, and trying to get everything done. But pretty good headway tonight, Brandon. Yeah. You think?
Quite a bit yet on the night. Essentially, yeah, a lot of front end stuff because I've worked pretty much back to front.
Yeah.
I'd say 95% of the stuff in the back is done. Sway bar has to be complete. The axle or the, oh golly. This big bolt has to be tight.
Oh yeah, this, and then we're waiting on these from Robert, I think. Yep. So from BNR, so the sway bar is just merely sitting in there, so that's got to be on.
The shocks, this rear axle piece in the back.
Yep, got to put that rear axle in, which we may have made a mistake with that, Brandon.
Yes.
So I don't know what we're going to do there. We may end up pulling that diff back out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to do there. He's going to. Brandon will ask Robert tomorrow and ask him, can that be done without? But anyway, we do have a brand new one. There's a brand new center shaft there, but we did not put it in. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this yet. Some of you guys watching will probably know, and you know,
we've never had one out.
I've never had one out. So anyway, so we do got to get after that. We do have new bolts that goes into the diff, and then new bolts that goes into the transmission shaft there, or the dry shaft there. So anyway, we're going to get all that done. But Brandon, I think it's a stopping point. So you know, exhausted and tired and all that stuff. I know you want to get this thing done, and you're working on it quite a bit. But we also got to get inside, because we got to get cleaned up and get a shower and get to bed. So as you can see, it is pitch black dark outside. Not that cold tonight, a little bit nippy, but not that bad, right, Brandon?
Yeah, not too bad.
So, and I'm guessing it's supposed to warm up here in the next couple of days also. So anyway, so all right, so we're going to put everything up. Probably going to leave all the tools here just because we're exhausted. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's pretty late. And so we're going to go inside, and we'll continue on this project tomorrow.